All right, today we're going to do more specific awareness of breath practice. As I've mentioned, the theme of this first week of our course is about attunement, and I described that in a couple ways, um, in the same way that a violinist might um, tune their strings, or a musician tunes their instrument each day. We Part of meditation and part of developing presence and part of just being an effective human being is learning to tune our awareness to ourselves, to where we are, where what cycles are moving through our body, what we're feeling, what we're thinking, what we're sensing. If we're not in touch with that, we'll be creating some sort of dissonance, which is an energy drain. It's an energy suck. So a big part of this practice is just like relearning each day, each moment. Who am I right now? What am I feeling? What do I need? How to best respond to this mind and this body. And so a lot of the meditations have been emphasizing this very spacious, just settling in and checking in. But now that we've done that for a couple of days, we're going to move more specifically into starting to stabilize the mind um, uh, more acutely on the breath, give it a more singular focus point, which helps with concentration and helps with stability. But as you'll hear throughout all of my meditations, and again, I'm giving you this background, not that you necessarily need to know it, but if you want to do this on your own, I want you to understand why I'm guiding it in a certain way. You'll hear at the beginning of all my meditations, it'll never start with, okay, close the eyes, now focus on the breath. I always felt like that's just a bit oppressive to the system. It's like, okay, now force the attention. I really like easing into the meditation for a couple of minutes, just settling in, taking a deep breath, feeling more spaciously your body, your mind, making space for whatever's here, inviting the jaw, the shoulders, the belly to relax. We're just settling into the experience. And then once we've met it in that way, then we can start directing our attention more specifically. So we'll continue to start each meditation that way, even when we do move into more focused, specific meditations. One thing before we get going with the breath meditation is that it's not uncommon for some people to experience some panic, anxiety, or difficulty focusing on the breath. It can arise for a number of different reasons. If it's just a baseline level of discomfort, like maybe the breath feels a little bit tight, I would encourage to stay with it. But if it's creating some panic, or the breath gets shallow, or there's fear, or you're like, I can't do this anymore, know that that's not uncommon. You're not alone with that. And what I would suggest is, instead of focusing on the breath, you could take your hands and place them on your lap and then slide the hands up and down. So it would be sliding down to the knees and then sliding up to the pelvis region. Up, down. And you'll get a sensory experience, right? The hands sliding together. And that you can use as your focus point. It's a high sensory experience, so it's really easy to focus on. I find it very soothing, and it's a great alternative to focusing on the breath. All right. Well, again, welcome to day 3. We'll get going. Let's find a comfortable posture, whatever that might look like for you. If you're sitting, might be upright but not uptight. You're welcome to lie down if you want, or try standing. At this point, if it's comfortable to close your eyes, you may. And we'll take one deep breath together, in through the nose, and slowly out through the mouth. Inviting the jaw to soften. The teeth don't need to be clenched. And you can even let the lips part ever so slightly. Notice if the shoulders are holding tension. You can give them the invitation to soften. And then the hands and the belly, two areas that tend to grip when we're nervous or stressed, especially the belly region. So if you'd like, you could place one hand on your belly, right around the belly button. And that hand is just serving for a very gentle touch, very gentle hold for the body. In the same way, a parent or a caregiver might take care of a child if they were feeling unsafe or stressed. Right? See if you can let the hands hold that space for the abdomen. Even if you don't feel stress down there, sometimes this stuff is really deep. And the more our system can feel safe, the more it can feel relaxed. And the more present we'll be able to be without being on high alert or caught up in worry, problem solving. Notice if there are any thoughts moving through your mind. You don't need to clear them or force them away. In meditation, we're always trying to be sensitive to anything that would be creating more tension. And so if your relationship to thought is such that it creates more tension and violence in your mind, fighting, resisting, frustration, and that's our opportunity to shift that relationship. So a nice way to do that is, if the thoughts are there, even if it's a difficult thought or a negative thought or a worrying thought, you just say, hello thought, thank you thought, goodbye thought. Just watching it as it comes, embracing it momentarily, appreciating you have a mind that can think. And letting it pass, it always will. Now remember that the breath can be at its natural rhythm. You don't need to breathe deeply. You don't need to force a breathing pattern that you feel is appropriate for meditation. With mindfulness meditation, we're stepping back and we're just watching our body breathing us. Because really, we don't have to do anything to breathe. If you were sleeping last night, it happened that whole time without the conscious awareness that you have right now. So it's not like you have to start trying to breathe or make sure you don't forget. The body knows how to do it. And so we're just settling back into our awareness and watching the experience happening. And we can start with a full body awareness of the breath. What that means is sensing the fullness of the breath as it moves through you, starting with the exchange of air from the outside to the inside, feeling that coming in through the nose or the mouth. As it goes down, filling, expanding the lungs, you might notice movement in the chest, the shoulders, the back, the belly. So feel all of that. And then on the exhale, notice how the body deflates, often accompanied with a sense of ease. So for right now, you don't have to worry about focusing on one specific point like the nostrils or the belly. Just this full body awareness of what is it like to have a body that is breathing right now? What is it like to be alive? Acknowledging that no matter what may be going on in your life, no matter what confusions you're working through, uncertainties, pains, the fact that you're breathing right now means there's more right with you than wrong with you, and more good than bad. And it's the most basic thing. We're just tuning our awareness to our breath. What does that mean? It just means we're focusing on it, but in a gentle, non-forceful, receptive kind of way. So we're receiving the breath into our awareness, not imposing or forcing our attention onto it. It's a subtle distinction. And so having done this more spacious, full body awareness of the breath, start to notice where you feel the breathing happening most prominently in your experience. Remember, your body knows this. It can sense this. There's no right or wrong answer. Just for you today, where is the breath most vivid? Where is it most alive within your body? Is it the chest, the belly, the nostrils, maybe the shoulders, the back? Maybe you feel it in your fingers. But wherever that location is, we'll start to settle our attention there, collect the attention there. So we're moving from a more broad focus to a more narrow focus of our attention. let's start by bringing this full awareness to one breath. Just see if you could be fully present, fully there for one inhale and one exhale. And if you can do it once, you can do it again. And so then you just start again. New opportunity to bring fresh awareness and presence. And each time you do, it's like a little pearl. And we're just stringing together a necklace. Know where you need to go, nothing you need to get, no better version of yourself you need to become in this moment. Just this breath, just this moment. And in the last minute, you can use this space to set an intention for your day. Maybe a way you'd like to challenge yourself, or a way you'd like to not challenge yourself. Quality of presence you want to bring into your day. Anything that feels meaningful for you. And in a moment, I will ring the bells. When I do, just bring your full awareness and presence to the sound until it dissolves into silence. You can start to reorient yourself back into the space, eventually allowing your eyes to open. Great job, everyone. It was wonderful to be here with you today. Remember, different experiences come up in these meditations. So there's no right experience, and I can't emphasize that enough, because we can end up creating more stress for ourselves in the meditation process or after it by starting to evaluate, like, was that good? Was that bad? Was it right? Was it wrong? And as long as we're showing up and we're bringing some baseline of presence to the experience, we're doing it. It might be harder for some of us in the early stages. It depends on what you're going through right now, what you're experiencing, but that period of 15 minutes, 20 minutes of dedicated presence is fundamentally healing to the system, to thoughts, to belief patterns, to the soft animal of your body. So I'm grateful for your practice. Thank you for coming. I haven't mentioned this yet, but if you also want more instruction, I do have a daily podcast that you could use in conjunction with this meditation. It's called Practicing Human. That's like 10 to 15 minutes of me talking. So if you're not already following along there, that might be something good to add to your meditation practice. Thank you, everyone. If you have questions, feel free to put them in the bar. I'll look through them later. And also feel free to share how this experience was for you. It was great being with you today. I will talk to you soon. And until tomorrow, thank you for your practice and take care.